Hello, everyone, and welcome to another 747 update for Copilot CRM, where we go over the features that we released this week. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done one of these, but that does not mean we have not been hard at work. We have a couple of really big updates that we pushed out this week. So you guys have probably already heard this because we made a pretty big deal out of it, and that's because it is a big deal. But price matrices and job costing is now live in Copilot. I know this was a long-awaited feature, so I'm not going to walk through. This is not a tutorial on how to use these things, but let me show you how to enable this and kind of where all the settings live and that kind of stuff. So if you hop into your settings on Copilot and go to your preferences page and you scroll all the way to the bottom, you will see under the advanced features, show price matrices and job costing. So if this is turned on, then a couple of things get enabled. The first is underneath the resources tab under items and services, you will now be able to see that you can create a new item with rate matrix. So this will walk you through all the steps you need to take in order to create this new item / service with rate matrix. There's a lot of different fields that you can fill out, descriptions, number of visits, what to charge, or what to rate your rate matrix on, and the actual rate matrix itself, as well as job costing. So once you have that saved, these can easily be added to an estimate just by using the normal way that you create an estimate. Go to new estimate. When you type in the line here, you will be able to select a rate matrix. And as you can see, all of the new columns that were added because of the rate matrix. All the rate matrices use, for the calculation, they use a custom field. So you'll want to make sure that you have a custom field set up that applies to properties or assets, is what they're called in custom fields right now. That is either a decimal or an integer. And then obviously apply that to a property to actually pull in those rates when creating an estimate. Once you create an estimate with the rate matrix, you can then schedule a job. And if there's a job that was scheduled with a rate matrix, then if you clock time on it and complete it, it'll show you a job costing button after that job has been completed. So let me set that up really quick and I'll show you what the job costing screen looks like. All right, as you can see on this job that I've pulled up, it has been completed, and you can now see a job costing button there at the bottom. And if you click this, it'll open into a screen to give you all of your metrics for job costing to make sure you are staying under budget and that each visit is profitable. So this one doesn't really show anything because there was no data in here, but that is where you will find job costing. So really excited for both price matrices and job costing to now be live. Definitely look out very soon for a Copilot University update on how to use this. We'll also be getting a tutorial from Mike Callahan with Simple Growth on how to properly use price matrices and job costing. So huge update. We've been working really hard on this one. Hope you guys start to get it in there and mess around with it. All right, the next update we pushed is on the client portal, and that is we basically just made the Pay Now button a lot more visible. We had some feedback from people saying that their customers weren't able to find the Pay Now button, or it was just kind of complicated. And so now when you view a invoice in the client portal, it'll be much more visible. So let me just make sure this invoice is marked as sent so we can actually view it in the client portal. And I'll open it in there. And as you can see, the Pay Now button is way more visible. Bright green, huge, bold Pay Now written on it. So hopefully your clients don't miss the Pay Now button. And the last update we made this week also has to do in the client portal. This one's a little hard to show because I don't want to expose any personal information, but basically when a customer goes into the client portal and they pay on an invoice, if they don't have a card saved on file, once they enter their card number and pay for the invoice, there's actually a prompt now that says, would you like to save this card and enable auto pay? And if they click save card, it'll walk them through the steps on how to save the card and enable auto pay for that card saved on file. So hopefully now it is a very seamless process for your customers to get their credit cards saved on file. You simply can send them an invoice now and they'll be prompted to do so once they pay the invoice. So if you want to see what that pop-up looks like, you can always check out the update notes that we published. There's a screenshot in there that shows what that update looks like. So those are the features that we released this week in Copilot. Very exciting things. We are very excited to see the future now that we are working on some of these bigger features like price matrices and job costing. We are always taking feedback on this kind of stuff, so feel free to send us any of your feedback that you find when you start building out these price matrices and looking at your job costing on visits. We would be happy to hear from you guys. All right, well, this was a 747 update. I will see you guys next week.